Shy Guy 768, and I'm here with another Commander deck tech for you guys. A deck that I recently built, and it's kind of a different idea than I've ever had. It's what I call a combo deck, and it's a whole Commander deck based around all the different kinds of combos you can think of. But the commander for the colors is Child of Alara, because I need all 5 colors, and Child of Alara is just a really good board wipe when you need it, and I have ways to sacrifice Child of Alara very quickly in the deck as well. Like with the Altar of Dementia, it is a free sacrifice outlet pretty much. So that's commander. I'll put her over here. Let's start with the land base. So the land base is as follows. So I run Temple of Plenty, Temple of Triumph, Temple of Mystery, Temple of Malice, and Temple of Silence. So I need the Scry Lens because I need to be able to dig through my deck and get to my combos. And an easy way to do that is with Scry. So I got Bad River as the first of the Mirage Fetch lands. This is just for blue and black, so this is similar to Polluted Delta, except if you take a closer look, it comes into play tapped, but it also doesn't allow you to, it doesn't make you pay life for when you fetch a card. There, now you can see it. They're delayed fetch lands. They're not the worst, and in Commander they're actually pretty good because you can often take a turn off to just lay a tapped land, and next turn it's just like a normal fetch land, except you don't take life. So that could be key in against many decks that need to bring your life total down to 0. Then I have Rocky Tar Pit, which is the red-black one. Then Grasslands, which is the green-white one. And then this is an Italian, but it's the Flooded Plain, which is the blue-white one. And then I have Mountain Valley, which is the red-green one. And then also I run Corrosion Verge. It comes into play tapped, and it adds a one colorless mana of any, or just 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. And you can pay 2 and tap it and sacrifice it to search for a plains and a forest. Sorry about that. So this just gets 2 shock lands out of my deck, which is really awesome. You can get a Temple Garden and a Stomping Ground at the same time, and you can pay 4 life, or you can just, put them into play tap. But it's a land that gets 2 lands that are dual lands. So that's why I run it. Then we run Evolving Wilds. Obviously, it's another sort of fetch land. Meant to just get basics. This is all it can do. And then Command Beacon, just in case my commander's in trouble, just get it back into my hand from the command zone. And then we run Reliquary Tower to just increase hand size and stay at 7 because this deck is really slow. And as you guys will see, I can have the potential to draw a lot of cards. And then we have Temple of the False God, a staple land in Commander. Just gives you 2 mana after you have 5 land on the battlefield. Then we have Command Tower, another staple. Makes any color for no downside. Then we run Blood Crypt, Sacred Foundry, Temple Garden, Stomping Ground, Godless Shrine, Watery Grave, Hallowed Fountain, Overgrown Tomb, Steam Vents, and Breeding Pool. All 10 shock lands. Because this deck is 5 colors, and it's really hard to do that without the shock lands, or just regular dual lands. Yeah, so I run all 10, and then we run 3 plains, 4 islands, 3 swamps, 3 mountains, and 2 forests. And that takes care of the land base. Now we will get to the non-creature spells. Okay, for the non-creature spells, we have a Johnny, Mentor of Heroes, part of the a weird combo I learned from Friday Nights, if you've ever seen that little series on YouTube. You play a Johnny, and you have Citadel Siege on the battlefield, as well as Sage of Hours. So Sage of Hours says that you can take an extra turn after this one if you remove 5 +1/+1 counters from it, and it has Heroic, where that ability is if you target it with anything, when you cast a spell that targets it, it gets a 1/1 counter. But what you do with this is you use a Johnny's +1 to put 3 counters on Sage of Hours, and then move to combat and put 2 more counters from Citadel Siege onto Sage of Hours. Remove 5 counters, get another turn. So this is a key piece, one of the key pieces to the Sage of Hours infinite turn combo. And then around Demonic Tutor, which is just a tutor, crazy in Commander. This is like a staple. Always play it if you have it. Chromatic Lantern for the same reason. Especially in this deck, it makes all my lands tap for any color. Really helps in a 5-color deck. Not having to worry about what lands to get and when to have them, you know. So, and this even taps for mana itself, which is awesome. Commander staple. And then we have False Cure, which is one of the combo pieces of another pretty sweet combo. It is the Beacon of Immortality False Cure combo. Now, Beacon of Immortality says double target player's life total, and then you shuffle Beacon of Immortality back into your deck. And False Cure says, until the end of the turn, whenever a player gains life, that player loses 2 life for each 1 life he or she gained. So you double someone's life total, but then they lose their life total instead. Then we have Vampiric Tutor, another really good tutor, really expensive tutor, as in money, not mana. And one of the best tutors I have ever seen. Of course, Demonic Tutor is a lot better than Vampiric Tutor in many ways, but this is the only 1 mana tutor in black that is why it's mythic, and that is why it's so much money. Every tutor I could find is needed for this deck, except for the expensive ones like Diabolic Tutor and stuff like that, the ones that just cost too much mana to use. Then we have Helix Pinnacle. Helix Pinnacle is part of the Braid of Fire Helix Pinnacle combo. Now, Braid of Fire has a cumulative upkeep cost. It's an enchantment for 1 in a red. It has a cumulative upkeep cost where you add 1 red to your mana pool. And that's just free counters on Helix Pinnacle. Now, if you have that and Doubling Season, then you get 2 mana instead. This gets 2 counters instead of just the 1 from each mana you have. And every turn you put your mana into Helix Pinnacle, by the way. Then there's Citadel Siege. I've already explained the combo with that. And then we get Time Stretch. Time Stretch is part of a really interesting 3-card infinite turn combo. There's 2 infinite turn combos in this deck. Time Stretch is just 10 mana for a sorcery, and target player takes 2 extra turns after this one. And that target player is going to be yourself. Unless you want to be friendly and give someone else turns. But I don't know why you'd want to do that. But the combo is Time Stretch, Conjurer's Closet, and Eternal Witness. So Eternal Witness will just keep bouncing itself to get Time Stretch back. After you have 10 mana, you cast it once, get it back with Eternal Witness, and then you have another turn. So you can keep cycling turns, and keep casting Time Stretch on every turn. And speaking of one of the pieces, Conjurer's Closet's right here. At the beginning of your end step, you may have you may exile target creature you control and then return that card to the battlefield under your control. So it just bounces a creature, and this is great with Eternal Witness to get back Time Stretch. And then we have Cyclonic Rift, another commander staple, and needed in every deck that runs blue because bouncing permanence is awesome. We have Phyrexian Arena. Just extra card draw. We don't really care about the 1 life as much as other decks would, but it's just there to give us extra cards. Then we have Commander Staple Soul Ring for mana ramp. And then Sanguine Bond. Now this is a combo with this card, Sanguine Bond, and Exquisite Blood. So this card says whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And Exquisite Blood says whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So it goes between both of them. If you just lose 1 life, you can kill everybody on the table, because it'll just keep going and going and going. And this is a instant win combo if you can put both of them down, but they're both 5 mana enchantments, and everyone knows about this combo, so it's often not going to resolve if you even get the chance to do it. And then we have Conflux, which is a tutor for a card of all colors, for one card of every color. So 1 white, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 black, and 1 green. And I'm not sure if this is going to stay in here. It is a lot of mana. It's 8 mana for tutor for 5 cards, but I mean, it still seems pretty good. It doesn't seem like OP, but I'm still debating on keeping this in or taking it out, but it's in for now. Then we have Ponder as a way to draw cards and search through our deck, and also as a crucial card to win with the Lab Maniac Leveler combo, which I will explain when I get to the card. And then we have Braid of Fire, which is part of the Helix Pinnacle combo. And as you can see, cumulative upkeep, add 1 red to your mana pool. That's all. It just gives you free mana to put into Helix Pinnacle. Then we have Exsanguinate, just to make people lose life. Cryptic Command, because I consider this a staple. Knowledge Pool. Now this is a unfair, everyone's going to hate it combo. This combo is Knowledge Pool and Teferi, Mage of Zhalfir. So Teferi says many things. He has Flash, and creatures your opponents control, creatures that you have in your hand that are not in play have Flash. And Knowledge Pool says, it has Imprint. When it enters a battlefield, each player exiles the top 3 cards of his or her library, and then whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it, and if that player does, he or she may cast another non-land card exiled with Knowledge Pool without paying that card's mana cost. And the part of Teferi I did not say was that opponents can only cast spells as sorceries. So with this combo, you have Knowledge Pool and Teferi out. They cannot cast anything off of Knowledge Pool, because that would not be sorcery speed. So it locks them out from casting anything the entire rest of the game. It locks all of your opponents out. And then we have the Time Sieve Thopter Assembly combo. This is just one part of it, Time Sieve. You can tap it and sack 5 artifacts and take an extra turn after this one. This is, actually, I forgot that this is another infinite turn combo. There are 3 infinite turn combos in the deck, and this is by far the hardest to get on the battlefield because you have to find both pieces. Time Sieve is the easiest part to get out, but Thopter Assembly takes a little longer. And there's also a third card that you need called Braid's Conjure Adept, which I will get to later and explain more of the combo, but this is a piece of that infinite turn combo. Then we have Beacon of Immortality, the kill someone combo with False Cure. Source of Plowshares for removal. And this card, Doubling Season, one of the main cards in EDH. Just doubles tokens, counters, all that lovely stuff. And this is essential to be able to pull off some of the strategies I have in this deck. And then we have Diabolic Revelation, a tutor for as many cards as you want. Just a tutor. Behold the Beyond, another tutor, except you discard your hand. Then we have Sensei's Divining Top, a great and must-needed way to search through your deck and find the cards you need when you need them. And then we have Splinter Twin. There's 2 instances of this combo in the deck. There is the Splinter Twin and Deceiver Exarch. Then there is the Kiki Jiki Zealous Conscripts combo in the deck as well. Everyone knows Splinter Twin. You just put Splinter Twin on, say, Deceiver Exarch, for instance, and you can tap him, make a copy, untap the original, tap the original, make a copy, untap the original, so on and so forth. And then we have Karn Liberated for more removal, Thran Dynamo for more ramp, artifact-wise. Then we have Exquisite Blood, the other piece of the Sanguine Bond combo. As I said, whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So that combo, it just kills everyone if you even gain or lose 1 life, if they're both on the battlefield. Then Altar of Dementia, a card, one of the many cards that is across multiple combos that you need this for. It just is a 2-mana artifact, and it just says, sacrifice a creature. Target player puts a number of cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So it just mills equal to the power. But that's not the whole reason why that. I mean, this is a key combo card for the Safi Eric's Daughter and Karmic Guide combo. And obviously this card, Altar of Dementia, to mill everyone out. But this is also just important as a normal sacrifice outlet for the Malira and Murderous Redcap combo. We have Path to Exile as another kill spell. Perilous Vault for a board wipe. Then we have Gamble, which is another tutor, the only tutor in red. And a very awesome tutor, except it kind of blows up in your face if you get the card you just searched for, or a piece of a 3-card combo, which is very common to happen in this deck. So oftentimes I want to cast this card with the max amount of cards in my hand as possible, and have a greater chance of keeping the combo that I just found in my hand. Then we have Nev's Disc, which is the another board wipe, similar to Perilous Vault, except it doesn't exile. And then we have Hatred, which is part of the Blighted Agent Hatred combo. It just pumps, it just gives a creature +X/+O for paying X life. And this is just basically to get Blighted Agent insanely huge and deal enough poison damage to someone that they lose the game instantly. So those are the non-creature spells. And now I will get to the creatures. Okay, so this is a lot smaller pile. Almost done here. So Karmic Guide, I've already explained that combo, or no, the combo I have not explained yet. But Karmic Guide is an important piece. Safi says that you can sack him to himself, and you can return something from your graveyard that was put in there into play this turn. So if that makes sense. Actually, I'll just read him as I have him right here. So you sack him, and whenever a target creature is put into your graveyard from play this turn, return that card to play. Then we have Malira, Sylvic Outcast. It just says you can't get poison counters, really helpful if I'm going up against an Infect deck. That's nice. And then creatures you control can't have -1/-1 counters placed on them. And creatures your opponents control lose Infect. So it makes Infect decks not Infect decks anymore. And it makes persist creatures be able to just keep coming back without dying, without getting the -1/-1 counters on them. And you can just keep infinitely looping Murderous Redcap or Woodfall Primus in this deck to just either destroy a lot of non-creature permanents or to deal a whole bunch of damage with Murderous Redcap. And then we have the Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. This pairs up with Zealous Conscripts. I've already explained what it can do, and similar to Deceiver Exarch, Zealous Conscripts can do the same thing. Then we have Marilyn the Mornsong. 2/3 for 3. Legendary creature elf wizard. Players can't draw cards. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches his or her library for a card, and puts it into his or her hand. So it's forcing people to just tutor for cards, but in this deck it's awesome because you can tutor for a combo instantly. Within 2 turns you can have a 2-card combo, or back up or whatever. Very important. Then we have Triskelion. We have Mikaeus the Unhallowed in here as well. So the combo with Triskelion is you have Mikaeus on the battlefield, and then you play Triskelion. It enters with 3/1/1 counters on it, and then you remove 3/1/1 counters from it, and deal 2 to someone and 1 to itself, so it will die. And Mikaeus the Unhallowed gives all your creatures undying, so it will come back with a +1/+1, and then you can remove 4 counters, because it will have 4 now. Remove 4, deal 1 to here, 3 to someone, and then just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. And then there's Teferi, the other piece of the Knowledge Pool Teferi combo. This is the combo I wanted to go over, that I was hoping I would find soon. The Lab Maniac or Leveler combo. So Laboratory Maniac is seen in Vintage and Legacy sometimes. This is seen in Vintage Doomsday decks. I'm pretty sure you all have seen this card before, but it says if you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. So what you do is, here, let me find the Leveler. There it is. So Leveler says when it comes into play, remove your library from the game. So play Leveler, play Lab Maniac, your entire library is gone when Leveler enters the battlefield, and then pass the turn, and on your turn you try to draw. You'd normally lose the game at that point, but you win instead. This is a very easy combo to deal with for opponents. Not the best combo to go for all the time, but it's there because it is a insanely good combo and no one's going to expect it. Then we have Deceiver Exarch. I've already went through that combo. Blighted Agent. I've already went through that combo. Same thing with Sage Vours. Now Thopter Assembly, I said I would go through more of this combo when I found this card. So Thopter Assembly says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no Thopters other than Thopter Assembly, return Thopter Assembly to its owner's hand and put 5/1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. So that can work once, right? So what happens is you have Time Sieve on the battlefield. You play Thopter Assembly. The next turn you return this to your hand. You get 5/1/1s, and then you play Braid's Conjure Adept to put the Thopter Assembly back on the battlefield on each of your upkeeps. And since this is an infinite turn combo, it's easy to get this stuff out quickly, and it never dies because it has to be artifact or creature removal, and oftentimes people don't save their creature removal for instant speed, so it's a pretty difficult combo to deal with. Then Mikaeus, the Unhallowed, I've already went through that combo. Same thing with Murderous Redcaps, just part of the Melira combo. And then we have Psychosis Crawler, because why not? Zealous Conscripts. Solemn Simulacrum for more artifact ramp, and this is a creature as well, which is awesome. And it also gives us card advantage when it dies. Woodfall Primus, part of the Melira combo. Eternal Witness, part of the Time Stretch combo. Then Wormcoil Engine, just because it's one of my favorite cards in Commander. But that's the 5-color combo deck as of right now. If you guys liked it, make sure you like the video and leave that. Tell me you liked it down below in the comments. But stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, keep on gaming. We'll see you later.